In this video cast, I'm going to show how to create sparklines and how to insert charts. Now that we have created the personal budget worksheet, I want to represent the data for each of the items in just one cell in a visual format. This is called Sparkline. So if I click in cell N4, and I'll go to Insert tab, and in the Sparkline group, I'll choose column type for the Sparkline. This will display Create Sparkline dialog window, and it requests me to indicate the data range. I'm going to click on cell B4 and select everything between B4 and M4. That populates this data range in this text field. The location is already pre-selected, it's N4, and the dollar signs in front of them just indicate that that's going to be a pinned location because those dollar signs indicate an absolute address in Excel. Again, that's absolute address. That means that even if you copy this cell, it's still going to refer to the same address. I'm going to click OK. Now I have created this sparkline here, and now I can grab the autofill handle and drag it down, and it creates the sparklines for the rest of the data sheet except the net. For the net, I'm going to choose a different type of sparkline. So I'm going to click in cell N19, go to Insert tab, and click on Win-Loss Sparkline. Again, I'm going to select the range from N19 to M19 and click OK. And that creates win-loss data type, a sparkline where the red indicates negative values, and that's for the month of May and the month of August. So again, those are sparklines that are created to visually represent the data in just one cell. If you need to clear sparkline, all you have to do is to right-click on the cell where you have the sparkline, select the sparkline in the menu, and click on Clear Selected Sparklines or Clear Selected Sparkline Group. Now we're going to create a chart, clustered column chart or pie chart or any other types of the charts which represent the expenses items for one of the months. So I'm going to create, the first chart I'm going to create is the expenses for the month of January. I'm going to select the expenses, the month of January, and then all the items with corresponding values. Then I'll go to click, then I'm clicking on Insert tab on Recommended Charts in the chart group. If you see that recommended charts actually display the recommendations, that means that you have selected some data range correctly and it can be represented as a chart. Now, if, for example, I selected erroneous data range, for example, like this, see, I have selected January with all the numbers, but I didn't select expenses as corresponding data for January. Now, if I click on recommended charts, it shows that recommendations are not available for the data you selected. If you see something like this, you need to review your data selection. So let's reselect it. Click over here, and now you can either create one of the charts that are displayed here. For example, select pie chart, click on OK, or you can create the same pie chart from one of those options. If I click over here, it asks me if I want to create 2D pie, 3D pie. So let's click on 3D pie. So it populates the chart and it sits on top of our data. You can move it around. It's not anchored, or you can move it to a separate data sheet. So once I clicked on a chart, it creates a chart design tab over here. And one of the options is to move chart to a different location. So I'm going to click on it, click on new sheet, type January, click OK. And now this chart is moved to a January tab. If you look at the bottom, now you see a new tab which is called January. When you look at the chart, you see that there's a legend and the title. And if you click on the chart elements on the top right corner, you can also add data labels. If I put the check mark in here, now it adds the data labels. If you don't like what you see, you can change the location of them. For example, center them, put them inside the ends, outside, choose the best fit, data callout, and so on. You also can choose a different chart style. Under chart design, you can choose one of those styles, for example, this one, and you can change colors. Just choose the color that you prefer. Also, if you click on the pie chart, it gives you an option to manipulate the angle of the slices and create a pie explosion. If you select the entire chart, you can actually explode all of these pieces. See, like this. I'm just clicking on the pie chart explosion. You can also enter the percentage value in here, or you can click on one piece, for example, the books, and just explode just one piece if you want to represent the percentage that you spend on the books as compared to the rest of your expenses. So let's go back to monthly finances, and now let's create a chart for a month, let's say month of April. So I'm going to select the expenses with all the items. Now I'm going to press the Control key and keep it down, because now I need to select the data range which is not adjacent to the one I have already selected. So now I'm going to click on the month of April and select the data for April, and go to Insert tab, click on Recommended Charts. Looks perfect, and I'm actually going to just choose one of the options that's offered here, the recommended chart, for example, clustered column. I'm going to click on it, move it to a separate location. So this is for April, so I'm just going to type April, click OK, and see if you need to add anything for the month of April. The options are data labels, if you need to add those, if you need to add any data table, legend, trend lines. So just see what options you need to add to this chart. Again, you can also change color right here. You can change the chart style. Choose one of those, and you can change the layout, add chart elements, move chart to different location, change chart style and chart type. So if you click on the type, you can actually change it to, for example, pie. So now instead of clustered column, you'll see a pie, and so on. So this concludes the video cast about how to insert a sparkline and how to insert a chart.